Okay, as promised, Plymouth Rock, established 1620. So who were the people who had settled Plymouth? I know John Green used the term pilgrim. There's no such thing as pilgrims. They never called themselves pilgrims. That's a made-up word from the 1800s. So they were Protestants, specifically evangelicals, who are dissatisfied with the way the Anglican Church, aka the Church of England, was handling matters. They wanted to, also this, by the way, Puritans, where the word puritanical comes from, they're actually not they're very strict. They're not fun-loving, nice people. So Puritans wanted to purify or reform the church, whereas separatists wanted to separate or leave the church altogether. That's where we're going to get the people who are going to leave and immigrate. One group of separatists, it does say, became known as pilgrims, but once again, they never called themselves this. That was a term that was then given to them in the 1800s. So they immigrated to the Netherlands. So they did not leave from England and just come to the Americas. They went to the Netherlands first. The Dutch didn't want to put up with them. These guys are very judgmental. They're up in your business. We'll talk about Puritans in a bit, like next week. So the Dutch are very open to religious reform. And they have a lot of religious freedom. The problem is Puritans are telling everybody else what to do. If they just done what they wanted, things would have been fine. They were not escaping religious persecution. They were the persecutors. So their group grows to over 500. These people became fearful that these Dutch were influencing their children, and they were losing their English customs. They didn't want to become German, which is also a term Mennonites and Amish use, but they're actually German. So they decide to immigrate to America to practice their religion and educate the children the way they pleased. Once again, nobody's persecuting them. They were afraid that the Dutch were a bad influence. So Joint Stock Company formed and funded a passage to America, and this included also people who were not Puritans. So there were merchants and speculators also coming. So only 35 of the first 100 of the original 102 passengers were in fact Puritan. And